Hi there, I'm Lyndon Thorpe, and this is Mindful Moments Touch Your Heart every day. And I'm here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to help you to lay down a foundation of mindfulness to sustain your busy life. So, if you're here for the first time, welcome. You've made a great choice. And if this is your several time, then welcome back. And I'm so glad you're making this decision to make mindfulness your pathway to balance body, spirit, and mind. Okay, so this week's theme really is masks and transparency. We've been covering this theme last week, and we're moving into LinkedIn without the mask today. And just after this mindful practice, we'll be meeting Rosemary O'Shaughnessy, and we'll be talking about LinkedIn without the mask. She's a LinkedIn trainer and speaker, and so she's going to guide us and answer lots of questions. So, what about your mask? During the mindful practice now, maybe you can reflect on that. Are you wearing a mask? Are you authentic always? Through my spiritual training, I've learned to be always myself, always authentic. I never, ever wear masks. And for me, I can't live any other way now. But it's not an easy thing to accomplish because we've been conditioned for maybe several decades to fit in, to get approval from various groups, from family, from community, from social status, from gender, etc. And so it's quite difficult to be yourself because you have to take risks. You have to be prepared for some people to reject you because you're being yourself. But I think the more the better we become, because there's no incongruence between our inner and our outer. And, if more of us can do it, then everybody will get used to it. And we won't be so judgmental about people who are different. So as we go into our mindful practice, please think about your mask and join me later with Rosemary to talk about LinkedIn masks and how that all works. Okay, let's get started with the practice. First thing is try to sit or stand with your spine vertical, crown of your head going up, base of your spine down into your chair or seat, or down through your feet if you're standing. Both are good. And the other thing is, in a moment, I'll ring my bell, and I'd like you to allow your eyelids to fall. But don't close your eyes entirely. Keep them open, a little rim at the bottom of your gaze so you can stay alert. Mindfulness is about heightened awareness. Of course, rest and repose and so on are benefits that come later, but during the actual practice, you need to be totally present if you're going to really benefit. Okay, now the other thing is that this is non-doing. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is follow my voice and I will guide you. Here we go. So when you detect the vibrations of my bell, please allow your eyelids to drop, but don't close them entirely. Wonderful. So take a moment or two to make the transition. The contrast is amazing. As you come out of the visual field and the overwhelm of so much visual stimulation, and also the intellectual mind, which is constantly calculating, assessing, comparing, and so on. When we close that down, then we come into a different world. So take a moment to descend into your core. And this is where we can really be mindful, and we can also, with time, it's not overnight, it's not a fix, but with time, we can encounter our true nature, which is the most exciting thing that has ever happened to me in my whole life, I think. And it happened many years ago after lots of spiritual practice. So, two things may happen as you come down into your core. First, you'll become really aware of your breath. And that's great. We are unaware of it totally often. The visual world makes us breathe very shallowly. But when we come down into the core, then we start to be aware of it. And this is great. So just breathe with your breath. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to do anything. Just breathe with the rhythm as you listen to my voice. The second thing you may find yourself doing is generating images and pictures, which is what we're taught to do in the visual world. You don't need to do it here. We don't need them. We're going below all the images and pictures, words, to see what's beneath them. And we'll find that reality is beneath them. We don't need symbols here. That's why I love it so much. But in the visual world, we do. Okay, so just gently stop yourself from generating words or images as I speak, and just be content with what I provide. Okay, let's start stage one. I'd like you to bring all the energy of your mind, your unique, powerful mind, into a single laser beam. Focused, bright, hot, unique to you. And in a moment, you're going to slide it very smoothly outside your immediate environment. So once it's all gathered together, all channeled into this one single beam, go ahead and please slide it outside your windows and walls, outside your ceilings and roof. If you're in a vehicle, outside the vehicle. And if you're already outdoors, that's great. But just as far afield as possible. We're going to project this amazing beam as far afield as possible. And we're going to start scanning the outer environment methodically, systematically. We're detecting any vibration, whether near or far, loud or quiet. Okay. And when we do encounter a vibration, we're going to pause, accept it, and move on to scanning systematically, inch by inch. We don't need to name things or guess things down in the unlimited mind. We just accept them and move on. And as you scan your outer environment, please imagine you are a tiger in a jungle and you're scanning with your whole body from the crown of your head right down to the tips of your toes. Every vibration counts. It could be the next meal. It could be some kind of thread. So use your whole body to scan. Above, below, to the left, to the right, in front, and behind. Wonderful. So let's move to stage 2. Bring the power beam of your mind, unique, bright, hot, focused, inside your immediate environment, inside your walls and windows, inside roof and ceilings. If you're in a vehicle, inside the vehicle. And if you're outdoors, make a 30-meter radius around you and scan up to that limit. And start to scan above, below, to the left, to the right, in front and behind. Leave no place unexplored. Up into the ceilings, down into the corners of your floor. And when you encounter a vibration, pause, accept, and move on. Keep scanning. The more practice we get scanning, the better our vagus nerve will be. That is the main nerve from the brain to the body. It gives feedback about the body's condition. And burnout means that you're not getting the signals. So it's really important to keep toning up the vagus nerve so that we are ready to receive any signals of distress. And as you scan, methodically, systematically, leaving no sound undetected and no tightness or darkness unilluminated, then please think about your breath. We neglect the breath when we're in the visual field. We breathe shallowly. We are not conscious of our breath mostly. We're so hypnotized by images and words. But here we can really focus on the breath. And I'd like you to really feel gratitude for your breath. We are so fortunate that the earth provides oxygen, the only planet we know of that does, and that our bodies are so evolved that we can process that oxygen, retain the nutrients to thrive, and expel the unwanted components. It's a miracle. And we breathe between 20 and 24,000 times every 24 hours. And we live for 60, 70, 80, even 90 years. Imagine. Your breath is unconditional. It's your most valuable asset. So please generate some gratitude for it. Gratitude is the basis of all happiness and all success. Feel that emotion. Wonderful. So let's move to stage 3. Bring the laser beam of your mind inside your body, right down to the tips of your toes, and start to scan along the tops of your feet, along the bottoms of your feet towards the heel, detecting vibrations. Slide up into the ankle joints, make space and bring light and heat into those joints to soften them. Then start to scan up the lower leg, little by little, inch by inch, illuminating, detecting, and eventually you'll encounter the calf muscles. These are often hard from bombardment of gravity and also overuse or bad posture. So take your laser beam into your calf muscles, soften, warm up those muscles. Slide up into your knee joints, make space there with heat and light. And then let's scan up the thigh, upwards if you're standing and along if you're sitting, methodically, little by little, leaving no place unturned. And when you detect a vibration, pause, accept, and move on. And eventually we encounter the torso. At the base of the torso is the base chakra. This is the center of your energy generator. And it's a very hot place. It's very important for women when they give birth, for men when they procreate, and also for all of us when we eliminate toxins. Very important. Scan up the nearby coccyx bones, between 3 and 5 little tiny bones, and eventually you'll come to the sacrum, which is a spade-shaped bone which helps you to bear weight. Scan up that, and then you'll encounter the lumbar spine bones. These are chunky, and there's a disc in between each one. Bone, disc, bone, disc. Scan up behind the intestines, bone, disc, and up behind the solar plexus and the diaphragm, bone, disc, bone, disc. Eventually you encounter the rib cage, and inside the rib cage are all your vital organs. Your heart is the most magnificent, and it's beating away, giving off incredible vibrations, 60 times stronger than your brain. Climb up behind your heart, bone, disc, and right up in the top part of your chest is your lungs, flickering away, processing oxygen. Climb up behind those, bone, disc, bone, disc, bone, disc, and then you come to the notch on the back of your neck. And from here on up, the cervical spine, much smaller, goes up inside the skull, bone, disc, right to the top of your spine at the crown of your head. And this is where we have the atlas joint, and the skull really balances on that joint, held in place by the muscles of the head, neck, and upper back. So there you have it. The length of your spine is magnificent. You've increased it by at least 1 centimeter just with the power of your mind. No doing, no stretching. And please, when you detect my bell, allow your eyelids to float open and gaze softly ahead. Wonderful. Look out into the visual world in a totally different way than when you started the practice. And this is how to navigate the visual world without getting pulled out and burnt out. Stay with your spine, let it lengthen, crown of the head going up, base of the spine down, soles of the feet down. Your breath is deepened. Breathe with your deepened breath consciously, and your whole body is aware and alert to any vibrations. Wonderful. Let me know how you feel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow for our last mindful moments before Christmas. See you then. Bye for now.